Greetings. We're going to talk about the power of reviews and what that looks like for your business and or personal brand. I know it seems a little obscure when it comes to discussing how people see you, but I think it's valuable and something you need to include and start incorporating in your products or even in your case studies for services. All right? If that's your jam like it is mine, let's do this. The power of reviews. What are they? Who are they for? And why does anyone need them? Those are questions that I ask myself, as well as others when looking at reviews. First of all, let's break this down. One, so what are product reviews? These are the context or the experience in which you have with a product or service. An opener, an understanding of what it was to be you in that moment. You may ask, why are they important? They're important for a lot of reasons, but one main reason, reviews are a great way to verify someone's experience from a product standpoint or a brand standpoint, and they all have value. There's no right or wrong way to give a review or to actually review a review, if that makes sense. Look at it from a standpoint of your career development. You always want reviews or feedback from your manager or your partner. Anything in life, in order to improve, you need to understand the baseline where you're at so that you can make these small adjustments to be better. That's what reviews are, what they are when you get constructive feedback from those you love, work-related situations. So it really is a constant improvement thing. That's what a review really breaks down to be, in my opinion, of course. If you own a business, you need them. They really tell a story about how people interact with you and the products you offer. If you are a brand, help launching a movement or something like that, it really tells a story based on those who connected with you. Those are all the things that really work well for you going forward. And that is tied to a review of some sort. In my opinion, and what I've seen as I've reviewed so many products over the years, is there are ultimately three types of reviews. You have one that is product specific, and these are reviews that focus on the actual item, the physical product, its shape, its contours, its length, its size, the depth, all of these things, how it's structured. These are really focused on the item itself. And that is valuable for folks who are really focused in that area. Then you have experience reviews. And this is how an item or product or service performs. So let's say you have a broom or some kind of appliance. How it actually performed. Did it wash the clothes well? Did it do what it suggested or guaranteed that it was going to do? And how did that play out? Did it require you to do extra steps? Did it work on the first time or on the last time? Did it not work at all? Those are the multitude of questions that you have when it comes to that experience. And you communicate that, you shape it really well. And then there is the third type of review. This is more of brand review. This is how you've connected with the brand or the business itself. Did it have really good customer service? Did it respond quickly to your email or any of the corresponding communication you had with them? What was your connection? And people tell those stories when it comes to the brand. That's how things have the ability to scale. And you get brand loyalty because the experience was so good. Now that you see there's a difference in review, it doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means there's a multitude of ways in which you can connect to a product, service, or brand and shape the story about it. I know you're wondering, so I'll share. Story time. I am in the process of building my new desk setup. I went from an extensive desk that was shared, a space that really wasn't conducive to what I was doing now. My current setup, I needed to change it, so I did. And one thing I included was a standing desk. In doing so, the outlet or the space in which I was in it required more outlets. You know, the monitor, we have the desk power cord, the laptop power cord. So there's a lot of things that I needed to add in this specific space. And I needed a power cord. Now, I won't just go for any regular power cord. I usually try to look for things that are solid, well-built construction, and by a reputable company. That's the norm. That hasn't always been the case, but that has been my norm for the past 5 to 10 years. I wanted to see what was out there, so I checked a multitude of outlets, multitude of spaces to verify if, one, for the price, it was good, for the quality, it was there, and it stood up, and then also what its performance was. I'm not sure if you're anything like me, but I went to the reviews. These reviews always tell a story in some way, shape, or form. They either inform your buying decision or they help and discourage you from making a purchase, but it's still informing you. And so that's why I chose it. Here's what I will say. I was blown away by the variety of reviews that I actually saw. And one that I came across was fantastic. I'm gonna jump in my device and I'm gonna show you exactly what I was seeing. I came across this particular outlet surge protector. Now, having lived in different places around the globe, I'm always adamant on getting a surge protector. That way I can control the power and the current that's going through it. I can shut it off and it doesn't impact anything else that's going on. And so I'm looking for that. And after going through a multitude of stores, I'm like, okay, this seems cool. I'm going with a white color because my baseboards are white. So let's camouflage some things, you know? That's one. Number two, the quality, the build, it has to be kind of robust. I don't need a flimsy one that's gonna burst or I feel it's gonna destroy or disintegrate the wires. You know, anything can happen. And then three, I wanted it to have flexibility, meaning more than 3 outlets. Some carry few and they're well constructed, and some carry more, and I'm not in an industrial plant. Let's just be real. I discovered one. I looked at it. I said, oh, for the price point, this is great. And I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at the product photos. I'm like, okay, well built, well constructed. They kind of set things up the way I like it. And then what did I do? I went straight for the actual reviews, because these reviews tell a story that the organization or those working there can't. We're talking about going into stores, Lowe's, Home Depot. I scoured online, Walmart, like all of these locations just to get this. So yes, I'm committed. Then I get to the reviews. I see a few. Some have uploaded photos. Shocker. They have tons of references. They have well documented timestamps around it. They talked about how the build was happening. And then I stumbled on one that really did it for me. And this one was lengthy, but it had an update. It said, hey, I won't read this all the way through, but let's just go with the title. Nice heavy duty cord, but contacts are misaligned in receptacle. So I'm like, wow, this person took the time to say, hey, this is how it's built, but these receptacles are jacked. Should I not? But it has a 5-star. So what's going on? The cord is nice and thick. And everything seemed all right. But when I tried to plug things in, I had difficulty doing so. Upon further inspection, I noticed that the contacts were misaligned in the receptacles, blocking and partially blocking the male side prongs from the plug I was trying to insert. That tells me he actually looked at it. He's able to describe what's going on. He's like, these prongs, what's going on? They're blocking me from doing what it needs to do, okay? Then he says, all is well now, and I'm glad I won't have to be constantly plugging and unplugging cords on this strip, okay? That was the first. Then it goes on to say, it's updated recently. Unprompted, the seller contacted me and suggested they send me a replacement power strip. Now look at that. Based on the review, they got contacted and sent us one that was a replacement. I took them up on the offer and received a new item quickly. Indeed, this one was perfect. The contacts are perfectly aligned and hold inserted prongs firmly. Now, it says this, which is an amazing point of reference. The seller's exceptional customer service and perfect replacement item earned them a 5-star rating in place of the 3-star rating I previously gave them. Now, that is huge. From a 3-star to a 5-star, which didn't cost much of anything from the actual business owner. They read a review, tried to understand what that problem was, sent them a replacement, and look at that, a 5-star review that actually helped me make a decision. There are too many sellers on Amazon that will leave you stranded. This company is not one of them. And others found this very, very helpful as well. That's how powerful reviews can shape your business. Now, what you should be doing if you have a business, if you have a service, if you're trying to build a brand, is get reviews. If you are a business and you're selling products, get product reviews, get full-on experience reviews, whatever that looks like, to make sure that people are informed how to work with you and how your service is. If you're doing a brand, do the same thing. If you're a service provider, try to get testimonials, which are very similar. They give someone context on how to work with you, and that then helps people understand your value and what you're bringing into the marketplace. That is a huge, huge step forward for you, and it sets you apart from others out there creating similar services in your space. You want to stand out. This is something that can help you do that. This is a rule of thumb that you need to live by. People do business with those who they know, like, and trust. And with any type of review, they can get closer and close the gap between not knowing you, not liking you, and ultimately trusting you to do business. That's it. That's all. Very simple. If you're interested in AI and how to take that to the next level in your business, check this video out, and I will see you in the next one.